At my engagement celebration, my sister Jenna Bennett revealed she was pregnant and made a quip about stealing my moment. The entire room, including my parents, shifted their focus to her, leaving me sidelined. Jenna announced her pregnancy with a sly grin, saying, "Oops, looks like I've grabbed the spotlight again, as usual." My mother, overjoyed, declared, "At last, some truly thrilling news to celebrate." My grandmother nodded in agreement, adding, "A baby is far more significant than a mere engagement." The crowd erupted in cheers and congratulations for Jenna, while my fiancé, Ethan Miller, and I stood ignored. The next day, we scrapped our original plans and sent out a bold new announcement. We were eloping in Las Vegas that weekend. When Jenna read the card, she called me furious, her voice shaking with anger. "My name is Emma, and I'm 29 years old. I've been with Ethan Miller for 4 years, and 3 months ago, he proposed in the most heartfelt way. We were hiking our favorite trail, the same one where we had our first date, when he got down on one knee near the spot of our first kiss. It was magical, intimate, and everything I dreamed of. I cried tears of joy for nearly 20 minutes. Now, let me tell you about my sister, Jenna Bennett. She's 25 and has always been the star of our family. I'm not exaggerating. Jenna earned perfect grades while I struggled with dyslexia. She shone as a varsity cheerleader while I sat on the junior varsity bench. Jenna was accepted to Yale early, while I started at a community college before transferring to a state university. She landed a lucrative marketing job right after graduation, while I juggled 3 part-time jobs to pay off student loans. But what stings the most is this: Jenna has a knack for making every moment about herself.
Every single one.
She announced her move to New York City during my college graduation dinner. When our grandmother passed away, she used the funeral to share news of her promotion. When I bought my first car, she rolled up to the family barbecue in a gleaming new BMW. It's as if she has a sixth sense for when attention shifts away from her, and she can't stand it. So when Ethan proposed, I knew I had to plan our engagement party with precision. I deliberately chose a date when Jenna said she'd be unavailable, tied up with a work conference in Denver. I thought finally, I'd have a moment just for Ethan and me, free from Jenna's theatrics. I poured weeks into planning the event. I crafted every decoration by hand, curated the perfect playlist, and even taught myself to make fancy appetizers I found online. I invited our closest friends and family, booked the private room at our favorite restaurant, and created a beautiful slideshow of Ethan and me through the years. I was so excited I could barely sleep the night before. The party was set to start at 6 p.m. on Saturday. At 5:30 p.m., as I was putting on my makeup, Jenna texted me, "Surprise." My conference wrapped early, and I caught the last flight.
I'm on my way to your little party.
My stomach dropped. I knew she'd find a way to make it about herself. But I tried to stay positive. Maybe, just this once, she'd behave. Maybe she'd be happy for me.
I should have trusted my instinct.
The party started beautifully. Guests mingled, admired the decorations, and toasted Ethan and me. I felt radiant. Ethan looked dashing in his navy suit, his arm around me as he proudly introduced me as his fiancée. For about an hour, everything was perfect. Then Jenna arrived. She swept in wearing a stunning red dress that likely cost more than my monthly salary, her hair styled like she'd stepped out of a photo shoot. She made a grand entrance, hugging everyone, apologizing for her tardiness, and ensuring all eyes were on her. I didn't mind at first. I was just glad she was there, hoping she'd come to celebrate with us. We were about to cut the engagement cake when Jenna tapped her glass with a fork. "Excuse me, everyone, I have something to share."
Mayat sank.
I glanced at Ethan, and his eyes mirrored my dread. This was it, her moment to steal my joy. "I know this is Emma and Ethan's big day," Jenna began, and for a fleeting second, I thought she might just offer a toast. "But I have news I can't hold back any longer." She paused dramatically, that familiar smirk creeping across her face, the same one she wore when she announced her Yale acceptance at my high school graduation party.
I'm prégnant.
The room erupted in excitement. People screamed, clapped, and rushed to congratulate her.
My mother, tears streaming, hugged Jenna and spun her around.
My father beamed like he'd hit the jackpot. Aunts and uncles practically tripped over each other to reach her. I stood frozen, gripping the knife meant for our cake. Ethan's arm tightened around me, his frustration palpable. But Jenna wasn't done. She looked straight at me, her smirk widening, and said, "Sorry, looks like I've grabbed the spotlight again as usual." It felt like a punch to the gut. Her words were loud enough for everyone to hear, and a few guests chuckled, as if it were a playful sibling jab rather than a calculated blow. Then my mother added fuel to the fire. "Finally, some news worth celebrating," she exclaimed, still clinging to Jenna. "Engagements are sweet, but a baby, this is what we've all been waiting for." My father nodded eagerly.
Babys trompe simple engagement à Nidé. Jenna, when est-ce du date?
"Do you know if it's a boy or girl? Have you picked names?" Everyone laughed and turned their attention to Jenna, bombarding her with questions about her pregnancy, her plans, her symptoms.
Z'engagement que ça t'intouche.
The slideshow I'd spent hours crafting played on, unnoticed. Tears stung my eyes, but I refused to cry in front of Jenna.
Ethan whispered, "Let's get out of here." I shook my head.
I wasn't going to flee my own party. For the next 2 hours, I watched everyone fawn over Jenna. They discussed baby names, nursery ideas, and her pregnancy journey. They asked about the father, Derek, someone she'd been dating for just 5 months. 5 months. She'd known him less than a year, yet her pregnancy was deemed more worthy of celebration than my 4-year commitment to Ethan. A few people approached me to offer congratulations, but it felt perfunctory, like they were checking a box before returning to Jenna's news. The worst part was watching my parents. My mother gushed about becoming a grandmother, planning a baby shower, and spoiling her grandchild. My father talked about starting a college fund and teaching the kid to play baseball. They were more thrilled about Jenna's pregnancy with a man she barely knew than they'd ever been about my engagement to the love of my life. When the party ended, guests left, showering Jenna with praise and tossing casual congratulations my way. "Congrats on the baby, Jenna. Oh, and Emma, nice party. Good luck with the wedding." Ethan and I were left to pack up the decorations and carry out the uneaten cake. Alone, I let the tears fall as I folded the Emma and Ethan napkins and took down the streamers I'd hung that morning. "I can't believe she did that," Ethan said, his voice thick with anger. "I can't believe your parents went along with it." "I can," I replied, my voice flat. "This is exactly what I expected." Ethan muttered, "We should have eloped. Just gone to Vegas and skipped this family nonsense." That's when the idea hit me. I couldn't sleep that night, replaying the party in my mind, Jenna's smirk, my mother's comment about news worth celebrating, my father's dismissal of our engagement, and the laughter that followed Jenna's spotlight comment. I was done being the overlooked sibling, the runner-up, the one who always took the high road. I wanted revenge. At 3 a.m., I woke Ethan. "You said we should have eloped."
I whispered.
"What?" he mumbled, half asleep. "Let's do it. Let's elope in Vegas this weekend." He sat up, fully awake. "Are you sure? You've been planning a big wedding for months. The venue, the dress, the photographer." "I don't care about that anymore," I said, and I meant it. "I want to marry you, Ethan. I don't need a big wedding with people who think our love is less important than Jenna's surprise pregnancy."
What about your parents?
"Jenna? They'll lose it." "Good," I said. "Let them. I'm tired of worrying about their feelings when they don't care about mine." We spent the next hour planning our elopement. We found a Vegas chapel available for Saturday, booked Friday night flights, and reserved a hotel on the Strip. It was spontaneous, wild, and completely out of character for me, but I felt empowered.
Then came the revenge.
On Sunday, instead of sending save-the-dates for our planned October wedding, I sent new ones, designed to make a point. The front featured a stunning photo from our engagement shoot with elegant text, "Emma and Ethan, just married." Below, in smaller print, "We eloped in Las Vegas on March 15, 2025, surrounded by strangers who truly celebrated us." The back was where I struck hard. "We thank everyone who attended our engagement party last Saturday." It was revealing to see who genuinely supported our love and who was there for the open bar. We realized the most important thing wasn't a grand wedding with people who see our commitment as secondary to other life events. Instead, we chose to vow our love in a place where strangers cheered louder than some family did at our engagement party. We were married by an Elvis impersonator at the Little Chapel of Hearts in Vegas, and it was perfect. We laughed, cried, and promised to love each other forever, without anyone trying to overshadow our joy. We'll host a small dinner for those who've truly supported us. If you're wondering if you're invited, ask yourself, did I congratulate Emma and Ethan before celebrating someone else's unrelated news at their engagement party? If not, you probably won't hear from us.
With love, Ethan et Mrs. Miller.
P.S. will be honeymooning in Hawaii for 2 weeks, so don't expect quick replies. It was sharp, maybe even cruel, but I was done being polite. I had 150 cards printed overnight and express mailed them Monday morning to everyone invited to our original wedding, family, friends, colleagues. I wanted Jenna and my parents to hear it loud and clear. Ethan and I flew to Vegas on Friday, and it was the best choice we ever made. Our wedding was intimate, joyful, and wonderfully cheesy. The Elvis impersonator had us laughing until we cried. Strangers on the strip cheered, bought us drinks, and celebrated like lifelong friends. It was everything our engagement party should have been. On Sunday night, still in our wedding attire, we were in our hotel room ordering room service when my phone blew up. Calls and texts poured in from my mother, father, Jenna, aunts, uncles, and friends, all freaking out about the save the dates. I ignored them. Ethan and I sipped champagne, ate strawberries, and celebrated our marriage. For the first time, I didn't care what anyone else thought. Jenna was relentless. She called 12 times that night. When I didn't answer, she texted, "What's wrong with you, Emma? Are you this petty? Mom and Dad are devastated. Happy now? You're being ridiculous. I'm pregnant, I'm scared, I need my family. You can't just get married without telling anyone."
Calme.
I deleted the messages without replying. Monday morning, she tried Ethan's phone.
Ethan, talk to Emma.
She's lost it. This is a misunderstanding. Ethan, bless him, said, "Jenna, Emma and I are married and happy. We're done discussing this." He hung up. Jenna went nuclear, contacting my workplace, friends, anyone who might reach me. She even called my best friend, Lisa, crying about how I was tearing the family apart and hadn't meant to hurt anyone. Lisa, who'd witnessed the engagement party, told her, "Jenna, you made your choices. Now deal with them." The drama peaked by Tuesday when everyone received the cards.
My parents begged me tout comme on tout talk.
Aunts and uncles were divided. Some thought I was too harsh, others said Jenna deserved it. Most friends were quietly proud of me for standing up for myself. Then came a call from my grandmother, Rose, the family's peacemaker. I braced for a lecture on unity, but she surprised me. "Emma, I've watched this pattern with you and Jenna for years, and I should have spoken up sooner." I nearly dropped my phone. "Your sister's been pulling these stunts since she was a toddler, and your parents enabled it to avoid her tantrums. I saw how hurt you were at your engagement party, and I realized I've been part of the problem by staying silent." She recounted moments I'd forgotten, like when I won first place at a science fair at 7, only for Jenna's tantrum to shift the focus to her participation prize, or when Jenna announced dating a popular boy at my 16th birthday dinner. "I thought she'd outgrow it," Grandma said. "But she's 25, and she's still acting like a child. I'm proud of you for standing up, even if your cards were a bit sharp." Her validation meant everything. Then my cousin Jessica called. "Emma, Jenna does this to everyone, not just you," she said. She listed times Jenna upstaged her, at her graduation, bridal shower, even her baby shower. She spreads it around, so no one notices the pattern, but there is one. I was stunned. More messages followed, from Jenna's high school and college classmates, Ethan's friends, even my old roommate Kelly, who revealed Jenna had pried into my life years ago, possibly to use the information against me. That lie had ended our friendship. These revelations showed Jenna's behavior wasn't just sibling rivalry, it was deliberate, calculated, and widespread. Ethan was my rock, listening, holding me as I cried, and never dismissing my feelings. "You're not crazy," he said. "You didn't see it because you're kind and wanted to believe the best of her." That night, I decided to block Jenna's number and social media. I also reached out to friends and family she'd hurt, apologizing for not seeing her pattern sooner and working to rebuild those connections. On Wednesday, while lounging by the pool in Maui, Jenna called again. Against my better judgment, I answered. "I'm at the airport," she said. "I'm flying to Hawaii. We need to fix this." "You're not coming here," I snapped. "Ethan and I are on our honeymoon, which you tried to ruin. I didn't mean to ruin anything, she said. I was excited about my pregnancy. You announced it at my party and smirked about stealing my moment.
Don't rewrite history.
She went quiet, then said, Derek and I broke up. He's not ready to be a father.
I'm scared, Emma.
There it was, the real reason for her call. Not remorse, but a need for support after her plan backfired. I'm sorry that happened, I said. But it doesn't erase what you did. I'm done being your backup plan when your life falls apart. You've spent our lives competing with me instead of supporting me. I'm married now, and I won't let you treat me like an afterthought. She sobbed dramatically, begging me not to cut her out, but I hung up.
How do you feel?
Ethan asked. Good, I said, and I meant it. Our honeymoon was incredible, snorkeling, hiking, and planning our future. When we got home, my parents sent roses with a note. We're sorry, we love you, please call. Jenna sent daisies with a brief I'm sorry, I love you. I didn't respond right away. A week later, my mom called, inviting us to dinner without Jenna. It was awkward at first, but we talked openly. We were wrong. If this story touched you, please like, share, and subscribe for more heartfelt tales.
Your support means everything.
Thank you for joining us on this journey.